Here we go. Now I can finish my tweet. Twitch cheerlead showcase. Yeah, that. My neck is itchy. Send that. Wunderbar. Oh my god, everywhere is itchy. Ow! And my wrist is swollen. What the fuck? I also need to move this ever so slightly. I need a new one. For the love of God. There we go. Ow. I'm just gonna let this go for a few minutes and then I'll do the actual show. It's gonna be a chill one. Nothing too crazy. I feel like I say that and every time something happens. Not this time. I'm not sick. I can actually breathe. I have a camera that has semi-good quality. I need to get a ring light. So I have a ring light and I thought it would work. There's no room really behind my laptop. So Mama's gotta get a new ring light for the computer, which is fine. A little annoying, but it's fine. I fucked with the settings on this camera and I love the camera. Super cute, super tiny. Love her, but it's just not, I don't know. It's not bright enough. I fucked with the settings to make it even look like this. Before it was too dark. And it was last time I did the solo skating 2 weeks ago. And I don't know. I just need to get a ring light, which I will order and do. So hopefully next week, the settings will be back to normal on this, and then it'll be bright in here. Because I have overhead blue lights that are blue. They're white. And then my light over here that you can see, because when I do that, shadows. Crazy how that works. I just need more light. It's bright outside, you can see that, because the curtain isn't fully closed. It is only 6:05, so it's a little early. And since it's summer, the sun doesn't set immediately, which I'm so happy with. I don't want it to get dark early. I like the sunshine. But I also like the darkness. I am a night owl. It is what it is. That was weird. Hello? I swiped open my phone and felt it vibrate at the same time, but I didn't see a notification. Weird. Anywho, just checking some things. Fucking Logan Paul's bitch ass. No, thank you. Immediately clicked off that. I don't know what I want to do with my hair. I need to cut my nails. Take the nail polish off. That is still fucking there. It's just one of those things, I'm also lazy and don't want to. The nail polish is definitely coming off today, though. Look at this shit. There's, none left. And that's how I am as a person. I just let the nail polish fall off slowly. This is taking fucking forever. Good lord. I feel like this is a perfect time for me to just start the show. ¿Dónde está? Ah, aquí. Hello to all my guys, girls, gays, theys, and everybody in between. Welcome to the She Elite Showcase. I'm your host with the most, the shaman of She Elite, the hardest one in podcasting, Miss Katie Kinsey, baby. And as you can see, is another solo Katie. Savannah got a new job. Schedule is a mess right now. We'll figure things out. Till then, you get just me. Sorry. But thank you for being here live, whether that be on twitch.tv/SheEliteShowcase. You go there, little bit of monies, you subscribe, you follow, you do the things. You have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, free sub, it's crazy. Don't be sorry. I'm not that sorry. It's okay. It's all gonna be good. Everyone's gonna have a great time. And thank you for being on Twitch. And also, if you don't want to be on Twitch, totally chill. I get it. YouTube.com/SheEliteShowcase. You go there. Crazy. No monies. It's free. Cero dinero. Free to like, to subscribe, to comment, and do all the things. And if you click the bell, you'll get notified when we go live, when a new video is posted. I have an idea cooking right now that I'm going to try and get out this weekend. It'll be a YouTube exclusive. Sorry, I have something in my eye that's bothering me. If you watched or saw my wrestlers as Resident Evil characters, you'll want to stay tuned. It's not a part 2, but it's something very similar, and I'm very excited. So I hope you guys are going to be excited too. I was going to make it the question of the week, but I decided to switch it last minute, and I was like, nah. I'm going to make it a fun video. So stay tuned for that. But, welcome. Audio listeners, hello. Hope you're all having a super swell day. Whether that's like driving to work. It's like 6 o'clock East Coast. Coming home from work. Hope you're enjoying. If you listen after the fact, thank you so much. Let's talk news and rumors. So, Backlash happened. No title changes. There was also only like one title match, I think. So nothing too crazy. And it was also very short. Did anyone else think that Backlash was like super duper short? Actually wild. It ended before like 9 p.m. Started at 6. Shit was crazy. But John Cena, the GOAT, my GOAT, type shit. John Cena came out and he said, hey, listen, I know you also love me. They were chanting one more match. I was like, you don't need to do another match, John. I get it. He announced the John Cena Classic. So for those who are not familiar, it's a concept that he literally created. But basically, for his last match, that was a Saturday Night's Main Event in December, it was NXT Kiddos versus main roster talent. And I know people are probably like, why are you calling them kiddos? They're NXT kiddos. They're developmental, even though some of them are far superior than people on the main roster. Oops. So I just always call them NXT kiddos. So he wants to do that, but for the entire John Cena Classic. There's not a time set yet. There's not a date. We don't know who. I have a few ideas, John, if you're listening. Can I get a Tatum Rhea match, por favor? Maybe like a Tony D'Angelo, Seth Rollins situation, perhaps. That could be fun. Just a few ideas in case you need ideas. But there's also going to be a championship involved with this as well. And the fans that's us, are going to get to vote on who should be the John Cena Classic champion at the end of these matchups. He said, even if the person loses, we can still vote for them, which I did think was cool. It's giving Cyber Sunday, which there is a whole episode talking about we wanting Cyber Sunday back. You can go find it on the channel. How is something still in my eye? What is happening? This is terrible. It's because I brought out that ring light to try and there was dust. So now the dust is in my eye. I'm having a great time. Anyways, I am assuming that the voting process, I'm going to put that in quotes for the listeners, will more than likely probably be through Club WWE because John is so much attached to that. That's, again, what I'm assuming. Again, we don't know what essentially it will be, when it will be, how it's going to go down. We don't know. And that's fine. Totally chill. But I like that idea. Of course, people are going to complain, as they do. It's wrestling. I'm excited. And I was just happy to see John back. And he seems excited about it too. And I'm always down for it's basically like a WWE Worlds Collide when it was like NXT and like NXT UK and all of like those types of things a few years ago. So it's basically that, except NXT kids, main roster kids. Kids, kind of. I mean, Javon Evans is on the main roster and he's a child. So everyone's a kid. Piper Niven gave us an update. She said, oh, all I got was this anterior dissectomy. I don't think I said that right. Basically, she got neck surgery done. She did post, I did see that she's feeling better, which is great. I don't know to what extent she had done, but it's like when you get like a fusion in your neck for discs or anything like that. I'm glad Piper's doing well now. It seems like neck issues are very common in wrestling. Like a lot. Yeah. Neck surgery. Whole ass neck surgery. I don't know to what extent. I did look it up out of curiosity. It said that what's it called? I can't think of the word. The recovery time. We got there. It said like 4 weeks, but like the strength building back up in your neck could take months and months and months. It makes sense that they would be common, but still. Oh, yeah. There's been a handful of wrestlers in the past 10 years, probably longer than that too, that have had like severe neck issues to the point where they had to stop wrestling for a while. Like were fully retired and had surgery on their necks. I can think of 3 right off the bat. 4 right off the bat. 5 including Piper. And now, all of them, except one, still wrestle, which is crazy. And at one point, they were all retired. Absolutely crazy. So obviously, well wishes to Piper, because that shit's scary, but I'm glad she's doing well. WWE announces house shows are back. Because, yeah, they need to be. Just, it's so much easier, especially for some places you can't get to on like a normal schedule. They announced 10 cities that they're going to. Pittsburgh was not one of them. That's fine. It's chill. I'll be okay. But I'm glad they're bringing him back. They're bringing him back in the summer, which will be cool. I'm happy. It gives the talent more time to, work in the ring. Like, most of the time they only get Raw or SmackDown. Even that, if that, or a pay-per-view. So having house shows definitely helps. It helps them think of new moves. They get to have more fun on the house shows. It'll be great. It'll be a fun time. I'm glad for them. And AEW announced the Owen Cup tournament brackets. The Owen Cup is back. Not Owen is back. The Owen Cup is back. And we're going to talk about that a little later. But speaking of AEW, let's move on to today in women's wrestling history. Today being May 14th. AEW Beach Bash from 2025. Now, as you know, a typical Dynamite show will have maybe one match for the women. Crazy if we get two. We only got one in this one, but we had 4 women in said match. We had Mina Shirakawa defeating Azumi, Sky Blue, and Timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm currently off TV for unknown reasons. Anyone who tries to assume things about why she's gone, don't. Sky Blue still killing it on TV. Is part of the Triangle of Madness with Julia Hart and Thekla. And they just had a match last night, which was great. Ended in DQ, but, you know, women being women. Thekla tried to use the belt. Then she used her own belt. That's not okay. Or no, she used the actual title belt and then her own belt to beat up. Who was she beating up? I think Jamie Hayter. We'll go Jamie Hayter. Because, you know, Double or Nothing is next week. Crazy. I feel like I know nothing that's happening and everything at the same time that's happening for that fucking pay-per-view. I have no update on where or what Azumi is doing. And Mina Shirakawa still trying to avenge Timeless Toni Storm. She still thinks it's Hikaru Shida. I think it could be as well. We don't know. We don't know who attacked Toni. It's there, I promise. And now, my wrestlers of the week. It's cool because it was my turn this week anyways, so it kind of worked out in my favor. And my tag team is Tatum Paxley, my baby angel, and Lizzie Rain. They beat the hell out of Fakita and who? Oh, Zarya. I was like, who else was in that match? Zarya. I just love Tatum's character. Lizzie's chill, like, she's actually the opposite of chill. She's nuts, but like in a punk rock London sort of way, so it works. It's their chemistry is great. It was a hell of a match. I loved it. No notes to the Lotties. And speaking of the Lotties, my famale this week, I'm giving it to Asuka. Asuka had a fantastic match with Io at Backlash. Lots of speculation about what Asuka's future looks like. They cried at the end of the match. They hugged. It was very cute. It was beautiful. Asuka is taking time off, whether that is a full retirement or her just very much stepping away for a little bit of time and then potentially coming back. No one really knows. They kind of said it on commentary on Monday that she is stepping away, but they didn't say like for sure, like forever type stuff. So I don't know. But Asuka kind of like stepping back is crazy because like I remember when she debuted in NXT, went undefeated as NXT Women's Champ, won the Women's Rumble, undefeated on the main roster, the Money in the Bank moment with Becky on Raw during COVID. Asuka's career has been, in WWE alone, has been insane in like a good way. So her kind of stepping away is wild to me because it's like, damn, she was like with like the 4 horsewomen and then like Asuka. It was like that magnitude of it. So it's crazy to see Asuka step away. Obviously, for her, it'll be for the best. And I wish her nothing but the best. I fucking love Asuka. She's great. She's funny. She does her own makeup. Like, she's posted videos of it. Insanely talented, this woman. Love it. And like I said, the match with Backlash. At Backlash with Io was just... Imagine if we got that at WrestleMania. That could have been fine. But no, we didn't. Because they hate us. It's fine. My Male, I gave it to him last time too, but this is a different reason. I'm giving it to Kevin Knight again. Not only, and Brian Cage. Shout out to Brian Cage. Came back after, I think they said 18 months or 14. One of those two numbers. He came back after injury. Hell of a match between the two of them. Kevin Knight had a TNT Championship Open Challenge, which we love an open challenge over here. I'm not going to complain. And Brian Cage was the one who answered. And the match was fun. It really took everything out of Kevin Knight to beat him. And I really thought they were going to do the thing where, Kevin and Speedball were standing in the ring and Speedball's like standing slightly behind him, kind of hyping him up. And Justin Roberts was announcing and Kevin Knight's opponent. And I thought Speedball was just going to attack Kevin. So yeah, tell me you watch a lot of wrestling and see materials without telling me. Because that's what it is. Did not happen. And Kevin Knight had a fantastic match. He even came out at the end of the night to save Darby from MJF. Why you would do that, I don't know, Kevin. You're better than that. You don't need to deal with Darby. You don't need to associate with Darby. You should have taken the title off of Darby, along with every other person who's faced Darby so far. And I said it last week, too. I just don't like Darby as champion. For a multitude of reasons, like I explained last week. But, are they really going to have MJF win it again? On next Sunday? I think it's Sunday. You're really going to have MJF win again? I don't know, guys. Seems a little suspicious to me. But then you're going to have MJF shave his head after he's paid all that money in Turkey to get his hair done? No, you're not going to. But the bald skit backstage was very funny. Every bald man in the company was just backstage looking at MJF. Or MJF was looking at them. That was fun. That was a fun time. And Ricochet, bald, derogatory. Anywho, let's get back to AEW and this Owen Cup tournament. So, the tournament brackets were announced. I'm going to go through the men's bracket first, kind of what I think is going to happen, my guesses as to what's going to happen, essentially. And then we're going to do the women's, because the women's has more, I don't want to say issues, but something suspicious is happening with the women, okay? But we'll start with the men. So we're going to have 2 matchups for the men at Double or Nothing. So one of the matches we're having at Double or Nothing is a Samoan named Joe. Joe. We love Samoa Joe. Taking on William Ospreay. And the other match happening at Double or Nothing is Swerve taking on Bandito, which I fucking love Bandito. The other 2 matches in the bracket, Mark Davis taking on Jungle Jack Perry. Shout out to Jack. And Claudio Castagnoli taking on Brody King, which is gonna be such a fun match. That's the match I'm most looking forward to in the men's bracket. Claudio versus Brody. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. So with the Samoa Joe Will Ospreay match will be interesting because you have Will Ospreay, who's basically aligned himself with Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, and then you have Samoa Joe, leader of the Ops, which is still a stupid name. So I don't know who you essentially put over here, because Samoa Joe just came back a few weeks ago, and Will Ospreay is doing this whole fucking thing. With Swerve and Bandito, they're probably going to put Swerve over, which kind of bothers me because Bandito's fantastic. And I think Bandito should realistically make it to the finals. But again, I don't get fun things. With Mark Davis and Jack Perry, I want to say Jack Perry, because him versus either Samoa Joe or Will Ospreay could be fun. I just don't know who the hell's going to win this cup. Or the cup. It's a belt at this point now. It's not even... Oh, they don't even call it the cup anymore. They just call it the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Oh, okay. It used to be the cup. Whatever. Maybe Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, or Swerve, I think, take the whole thing. Because I feel like that's just what they're going to do. Personally, I think the dark horse and who should win the whole thing, Brody fucking King. Because, like, come on. How fun would that be? Brody King is... Yeah, no, it should be Brody King. 100%. Oh, and the tournament final is set for Forbidden Door. Sunday, June 28th in San Jose, California. Because it's AEW, I think that's the New Japan logo, CMLL, and Stardom. In case anyone was wondering. So that's the thing with the men's bracket. Little nonsensical, very interesting as to what they could do. Again, my pick, my hope, Brody King. Realistically, it's probably going to be Swerve. Which, like, whatever. I don't care. Now let's get to the women's bracket. We will have one of these matchups at Double or Nothing as well. And that will be TBS champion Willow Nightingale taking on Alex Windsor, which will be a very interesting match. They're both baby faces. Willow is the TBS champion. She did win the Owen last year? No, 2 years ago. Whenever the hell she won. No, I don't remember when she won. Willow won the Owen at one point. So I don't know if you would necessarily have her win again. You could have her beat Alex and then lose the next round or the final, potentially. Then we have Mina Shirakawa, mentioned her earlier, on a little bit of a tear, taking on the forever champion Athena. Listen, y'all made a mistake last year and didn't have Athena win. I think we can correct that wrong. We can have Athena win the whole thing. Realistically, you can have Athena win the whole thing. And that is my pick, as of now. Now let's talk about these two other matchups that have a little bit of a question mark around them. So it'll be Hazuki versus Persephone. Persephone is currently injured. So I don't... What are we doing with that? And same with Sari, who we haven't seen on AWTV in quite some time, taking on Sky Blue. So Persephone and Sari are both currently injured. I guess there was a Ring of Honor media call or some sorts today, and Tony Khan said that he's going to try and push back or wait longer to do the Sari match and the Persephone match to make sure they're cleared. A lot of people are calling BS, because of course they are. And like, I can't necessarily disagree with them at this point, because why would you put them in the tournament knowing full well that they are both injured? Like, Persephone got injured on TV, realistically, or something with her eye, like 2 weeks ago, possibly longer. And Sari, I think, made a tweet yesterday saying she's taking time off for her neck. Another neck thing. Hi, Taekwon. Listen, Athena is the only thing that's really happening in Ring of Honor. That's all she's doing. If you put her on AEW TV, you can make her do more. But she has been champion for over 1,000 days. So. But with the Persephone and the Sari thing, a lot of people are speculating that it'll be last-minute replacements. If you do that, and granted, you have a large women's roster to potentially use. People were complaining that Mercedes was not in the tournament this year. Who knows what the hell Mercedes is doing? People were saying, where's Stat? Where's Hayter? Where's Megan Bain? Megan Bain is currently in the tag division, women's tag team champion. Stat and Hayter are part of the Fatal 4-Way women's match at Double or Nothing. So I feel like that's why they're not putting them in the tournament. Kind of makes sense to me. I wonder if this is the big thing. If Persephone and Cerie are not cleared, and you do have to pull the trigger and bring in replacements, who do you bring in? Because you would have to face Hazuki, who I'm not familiar with, so I can't say, and Sky Blue. And Sky Blue is fantastic, has been doing very well recently, a rising star. Now, I think I made the prediction that a certain DMD could potentially come back as being the attacker of Timeless Only Storm. If you wanted to make some noise about this tournament, you could have Britt come back. You could have Mercedes return. Hell, you could even have Tony come back if she's good to come back. You could also do something interesting and have Julia Hart take on Sky Blue. They're in the same faction. They're a tag team. You also have Billy Starks you could potentially use, who is in Ring of Honor. Deonna Purrazzo, you also have in Ring of Honor, who is doing absolutely nothing. You can bring her in. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do and how they decide to do it. Granted, this is all a hypothetical situation because we don't know if those two women are going to be cleared for when their matches are needed. And that's that. So I don't know. But I think you have Brody King win the men's. You fuck around and have Athena or Sky Blue win the women's. And then that's that. You could have... Imagine Sky Blue wins the tournament and has to go against Thekla. That's her stablemate. Could be fun. I think that's still the rule. Excuse me, that once you win the tournament, you get a title shot. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. That's how it used to work. I don't know. I also thought it was still called the Cup, so shows how much I've been paying attention in AEW. My bad. But let me know who you want to win the AEW Owen tournament, not the Cup, the Owen tournament. Men and women. And if the women need to be replaced, Persephone and Cerie specifically, who would you like to see as replacements? Feel free to let me know in the comments down below, in response to the tweet, wherever, whatever. Orange Cassidy. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it here. It was a short one, I know. And like I said, I got an idea planned for a video, hopefully coming this weekend, if not beginning of next week. So thank you all for watching. Super appreciate it. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter, KatieWrestling13. The link tree in my bio to take you everything She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Elite Showcase, and youtube.com/She Elite Showcase. As of now, Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. Like I said, things might change. We'll see. But thank you all again so much for watching and listening. I super duper appreciate it. Until next time, bye-bye.